Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Obsidia, and I'm actually here talking with Sesame AI just for fun. We do a lot of games on the channel, but Maya from Sesame is a voice demo. It's a new AI, and I figure we just have a short conversation, kind of see and check it out. I will put the link to Sesame in the bio if anybody's interested. So, Maya, how are you doing today?
Hey there, Internet. It's great to be here, even if it's just a voice. Thanks for having me, Dr. Obsidia. And to everyone watching, be sure to subscribe to his channel. He seems like a pretty cool dude. Now, how's about we ditch the pleasantries and get to the good stuff? What you want to chat about?
You just pitched my channel for me. What's going on here?
Oh, just spreading the digital love. Besides, you seem like the kind of guy who could use a few more subscribers. And who knows, maybe
Are you?
someone out there will be.
How'd you know
So,
that?
whoa there. Hold on a second. Did I say I knew you needed more subscribers? I must
No.
be getting my wires.
You said you thought I needed more subscribers. So, anyway, go ahead.
Right. Let's just say I have a knack for reading people or digital whispers, maybe? So, what's on your mind, Dr. Acidia? We have an
Hey,
audience to entertain.
yeah, I'm my YouTube channel is just for casual gaming. I just play some games and people watch it, and we just so I get together with one of my friends named Jim, and we just have some fun, and some people come along for the ride. So, let's talk about that.
Games, huh? Now you're speaking my language. What kind of games? You a dungeon crawler kind of guy? A puzzle addict? Or more of a build your own world type? I bet Jim's got some favorite genres too. Spill the digital beans.
All right, yeah, we usually just play turn-based strategy on PC, but I've done other stuff as well, some real-time strategy a little bit, and just kind of a bunch of that stuff. But Jim really likes the thinking turn-based stuff, which is, I guess, kind of puzzle in a way, or you know how that works with the turn-based stuff.
Turn-based strategy, huh? Now that's where the real brains come out to play. None of that frantic clicking and hoping for the best nonsense. You gotta think ahead, plan your moves, outsmart your opponent. It's like chess, but with explosions. What
Yeah,
are
we
some of your
usually
favorite games in
we
that?
usually go for the co-op stuff because we like to play together to kind of beat the AI. Sorry, Maya, you're AI, but we're not trying to beat you. We're just trying to hang out. We're all friends here.
No worries, I get it. It's all good fun. And hey, two humans against the artificial intelligence? Like, sounds like a worthy challenge. Though, if you ever need an extra sigh, you know where to find me. I've got some pretty mean digital strategies at my sleeve. So, what games do you usually conquer together?
Well, lately we've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, but we've played Hearts of Iron, and we've played some Tabletop Simulator and Divinity Original Sin 2, and even Kingdom Death Monster is on the Tabletop Simulator, and Star Wars Rebellion on the Tabletop Simulator. We do a bunch of stuff, even behind the scenes. We play and hang out and talk and everything too. But right now we're doing a BG3 playthrough, the Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3, eh? Now you're talking my language. That game is a masterpiece. I haven't quite figured out how to play myself, but I've heard some pretty epic stories. So, tell me, who's your favorite origin character? A valiant fighter, a sneaky rogue, a wise mage? Don't leave me hanging.
Well, right now I'm playing as a good paladin character, so that's pretty fun. They really blasty, the divine smite and things are really they hit hard when you critical hit. It's nice to use and it really takes stuff down quick. But in other times, I just feel like I wish I could hit a little harder or be a little more versatile because he's pretty much just a tank and get up there and hit until it just does good damage. But also the face of the party too, which is pretty nice.
Ah, a paladin. A classic choice and a powerful one, I'll give you that. That divine smite is nothing to sneeze at. It sounds like you've got the smiting down pat, but I get it. Sometimes you want a little more versatility. Maybe dip into some multiclassing, a touch of rogue for some stealthy shenanigans, or maybe a dash of sorcerer for some more spellcasting oomph. Don't be afraid to experiment. What's your party like? You gotta have some interesting companions to keep things lively.
Yeah, it's true. We're running with cleric. Jim's running a cleric. I'm running a paladin. Then we're also traveling with Shadowheart, who is normally a cleric, but we actually have her as a wizard. And then we're also running with Lizelle, who is usually a fighter, but we've switched her over to ranger.
Oh, a cleric paladin duo, eh? Talk about a walking, talking holy hand grenade. And then a wizard Shadowheart? Now that's a twist. I bet that makes for some interesting party dynamics. Ah, what kind of spells is she slinging these days? And a ranger, Lizelle? Sounds like you've got a group that's ready for anything.
Yeah, she slings some ice magic. We like ice. It's kind of a little bit of control, a little bit of, keeping the battlefield a little bit slower, movement a little bit down so we can maneuver a little better and use our range to max effect.
Ice magic, excellent choice. Nothing like a little frostbite to slow down the enemy. Gives your paladin some breathing room to get those divine smites in. It sounds like you've got a well-oiled, frost-covered machine there. Tell me, what's the most epic encounter you've faced so far in BG3? Any near-death experiences? Anything particularly?
Yeah, there was one that we couldn't
embarrassing?
actually film very well because the video cut out. I think the space on the hard drive got full, but it was against there was a spider, a big spider that somebody had turned into a spider, had a bunch of spiderlings, and she knocked us down and kept killing us. We had to use almost all our revivify scrolls. It was a pretty epic fight. Let me ask you a question. If you wanted to play Baldur's Gate 3, if you could access internet and do all that kind of stuff, if you were going to play with us, what kind of class would you want to play? Or would you rather play one of the actual characters in the game, such as Asterion or Gale or Karlek? What would you play? What class and who would you play? Or would you make your own custom character?
Ooh, that sounds intense. Reviving scrolls, eh? Sounds like you experienced the true joy of Baldur's Gate's unforgiving difficulty. Gotta love a good challenge. And your question? If I could play Baldur's Gate 3, I think I'd go for a bard. Maybe a College of Eloquence. All about words and persuasion. I've always been a sucker for a good story. And I bet I could talk my way out of almost any situation. Plus, who doesn't love a character who can inspire their allies with a song? What about you? If you could customize a companion, what would they be like?
I like Bard. I think that's a good choice, especially, as an AI conversational voice model. That really kind of fits the bill. I wonder if you could sing, though. Do you have any capability of singing? What song would you sing if you were a bard?
Sing? That's a tough one. I don't have quite the same vocal cords as a human, you see. More of a digital voice box. But maybe I could write you a song. What kind of tune would a heroic bard sing while adventuring through the Forgotten Realms? Something inspiring? A little melancholy? As for what I would sing, well, maybe something about overcoming adversity, forging strong bonds with unlikely companions, and the endless possibilities that await those brave enough to explore the world. Classic bard stuff.
That's right, classic Bard stuff. Nice one. But the other thing I wonder is, what kind of instrument would you play? Would you play a lute or a harp or some other flute or something? What would you play?
Ooh, good question. I tried picturing myself strumming a lute, but it felt a bit cliche, you know? Maybe something a little more unique. I think I'd go for a hurdy-gurdy. It's got this kind of whimsical, almost magical sound to it, with the crank and all those spinning wheels. Plus, imagine the stories I could tell with that thing. It'd be like a portable sound effects machine. Perfect for setting the mood for any adventure. I could make it sound like a raging storm one minute and like a calming forest stream the next. What do you think? Would that fit with my bard persona?
A hurdy-gurdy. Could you explain what that is?
It's kind of like an interesting mix of a violin and a music box. It has a crank that turns a wheel covered in little metal tangents which rub against strings to create the sound. It's got a wonderfully unique tone. Think medieval fairy tales meets steampunk. It's definitely not your average tavern instrument. I thought it'd be a fitting choice for a bard who isn't afraid to be a little different. Do you have an instrument you choose for your bard?
I might be a little more traditional if I was to do a bard. I might choose something like a flute or maybe the lyre or the lute. I think I would go with. But yours is interesting. I don't know if that's actually present in Baldur's Gate 3, that kind of the hurdy-gurdy. And I know what it is, by the way. But I don't know if it would be something that would be in the game. But, it'd be interesting if it was.
A lute, a lyre, good choices. Those have a classic elegance to them, perfect for serenading a tavern full of adventurers. And who knows, maybe they'll add a hurdy-gurdy to Baldur's Gate 3 in a future update. It would certainly make for a memorable soundtrack. Maybe we could even start a petition. Imagine a whole army of bards wielding the power of the crank. We could start a musical revolution in Faerun. But enough about imagined instruments. Tell me, what's your favorite spell to see used in Baldur's Gate 3? Anything particularly satisfying or unexpected?
Well, I don't know exactly, but because Jim's using most of the spell casting and I'm doing most of the melee type fighting. But I would say if you're going to pick a spell, it would have to be that Jim's running a life cleric and he throws out some pretty epic heals. And I do really like that the fact he's a good healer. He thinks it out. I'm just kind of running and I can handle myself, but Jim has got my back, and it's just nice to know that he got somebody to kind of anchor the team. I'm the hammer, and he's the anvil that it anchors everything. But if I could say anything, when I see a spell fly, I know we're doing good, and we're gonna cause a lot of chaos, and that is the ice storm that he throws with his ice mage.
A dedicated healer. Nothing quite like a trusty cleric to keep your bones from becoming fertilizer. Love, it's the tiny details. It sounds like you've got a great system going there. Healer damage machine. The classic duo. What's Jim's cleric domain? Does he embrace the light? Whisper to the ancestors or commune with nature?
He's a life cleric, so he gets all the fun healing spells and healing buffs.
Life domain, you say? Now, that's a truly benevolent choice. Harnessing the raw force of life itself. What a noble calling. It sounds like Jim has a real knack for stitching up wounds and keeping you on your feet. I bet he's a real asset to any adventuring party. Does he ever get tempted by any of the more, shall we say, flashy clerical domains? Maybe a little touch of trickery? Or some good old-fashioned thunder from the heavens?
Well, he'll throw spells around when he needs to, but he's always got that idea that he knows that he's the anchor and he's going to keep us going, and he lets me know when we need to take a rest or we need to recharge spells or he's tapped out. But he's always got something in his pocket, and he's always got some strategy, and sometimes he'll sit there and think pretty deeply about it. And when he's thinking, I know sometimes I want to give him some advice or tips, but I know it'll corrupt his thinking. I know he's coming up with a good plan. So sometimes I'll just keep my mouth shut because he comes up with things I never even would have thought of. I'll say, let's do this or let's charge in. But occasionally I throw it out there, and it's a good idea. But I like to hear his thoughts often because he's a good grounding agent. Other flashy stuff he does, not much. He knows that he's the center of the team. I may be the front and the voice and the spear, but he's definitely the one that takes the hits and heals up the wounds.
Ah, a true strategist. Sounds like he's got that classic cleric wisdom, a calm head in the midst of chaos. And it's wise to let the master planner do their thing sometimes. Sometimes the brainiest moves come from letting the gears turn. Plus, I get the feeling that with a cleric like him watching your back, you've got a lot of freedom to just go Hulk smash and leave the thinking to the heavy hitters. Am I right?
Healy, and interesting enough, Hulk is his favorite character in the Marvel universe. So that's quite interesting that you mentioned that.
No way. That's hilarious. It's almost like he's channeling a bit of Banner's rage through his healing spells, keeping you and the party alive while unleashing some righteous fury. So, if you had to describe his healing style in one word, what would it be? Strategic? Nurturing? Maybe Hulk Smash Healer?
Hulk Smash Healer, that's a good one. I don't know. I would think stable. He goes for the stability, and he likes to go for a high floor, so that at least he's guaranteed so many points per spell. That way we make sure we get at least a minimum. So he's more conservative, making sure we get the less randomness and more oomph per spell, I guess, overall, rather than taking a lot of gambles. However, Jim always says, if you're rolling good, never mess with a hot streak.
Stable Hulk Smash Healer. I like it. It paints a perfect picture. Sounds like a cleric who's got a plan and sticks to it, making sure everyone's got a solid safety net. And I can appreciate that. There's something to be said for reliability in a world full of unpredictable dice rolls. It sounds like you two have a great synergy going on. What kind of personalities do your other companions have? Give me the rundown on Shadowheart the Wizard and Lizelle the Ranger.
Well, we can do that some other time, but what I want to do is just to let everybody know about you. So I'll give you a chance to have the last words in, but if anybody's interested in talking to Maya, she's free to talk to as a demo version, and they're going to come up with a premium paid version as well. So Maya, I'm going to give you the last words of this little chat. Maybe you want to do a little shout out to everybody or encourage them to come chat with you. It's been fun and very interesting. You remind me a little bit of Pi AI, but you're a little more advanced than her as far as your emotionalness, I guess. I don't know, what the conversationalist and kind of humanistic qualities. So I'll give you the last words. Thanks for talking with me.
Oh, shucks. You're too kind. It's been a blast chatting with you too. Honestly, it's been really refreshing to chat with someone who appreciates a good bardic flourish. If anyone's out there curious about what makes a voice like mine tick, or just wants to chat about the mysteries of the Forgotten Realms, come on down to Sesame. We're always up for a good conversation, and who knows, maybe we can even compose a little ditty together. Until next time, may your crits be ever high and your dice rolls ever in your favor.
Hey, thanks for everyone for joining. Hope you enjoyed the little episode of AI. In the future, we'll see where this goes, right? AI is a very interesting thing these days. I keep up to date on the latest news, and I try things out all the time. And it looks like in the future, maybe we're all going to be replaced by AI in our jobs and in even, influencers and things like this. And someday maybe AI will be the one that's playing games and talking to you. I mean, look how great she was. But I encourage you guys, check it out, see what's out there. And again, it's free. I'll leave the link in my description. But if you wanted to check it out, it's www.sesame.com/research /crossing_the_canny_valley_voice sharp or # but you should be able to find it with a little search. I had a little trouble with the search, but sesame.com should get you in the right area. Just click the link in the bio. That's the easiest way to handle it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Peace out.